Hello, friends. Every so often, there is something that happens on the internet that is just a canon moment, as the kids would say. That's what the kids say, right? Back in the day, YouTubers used to get canceled for showing off a Morphe receipt that was too long, flicking off the camera, just like the weirdest things that now you look back and you're like, okay, that's a reason to maybe not like someone, but cancellation, like that doesn't really make sense. These days, YouTubers are getting canceled, rightfully so, or deplatformed, rightfully so, for communicating inappropriately with minors, for grooming allegations, for admitting to sexting with minors, for racist behavior, things like that. Now, when these things happen, there's usually an apology video, right? You come on camera, you try to make it look very unscripted, you wear a gray hoodie, you have like white things behind you, gray things behind you, very muted so that it's more aesthetically like, I'm so sad. Maybe you'll have like some fake little booger snot on your face. Sorry, Laura Lee. And then there's another route where you ignore everything until it gets so bad. And then you make a video that isn't even an apology. Don't get it twisted. There was no accountability. There was no apology. There was a ukulele though. So let's go ahead and watch this absolute atrocity that Colleen Ballinger put out. If you want to know more about what she is acknowledging, admitting to, and then denying, and then also downplaying, because she's just a quirky, weird little girl who has a skinny back. I'll have videos linked down below that go over everything. There's a bunch of comprehensive deep dives out there regarding this, and everyone else's will probably get demonetized or copyright claimed or copyright striked. So please go and subscribe and comment and all those things. Or buy my merch. This is my merch, all hand drawn. Got mushrooms on the sleeves. Go for it. It's linked below.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. Right?
Okay, first and foremost, what are you doing? Did you think this was a good idea? Why the ukulele? I wish I had my guitar still, because then I would just be playing 2 chords here just to make fun of it. Adam McIntyre actually just put out a video like an hour ago, as of the time I'm filming this, where he does it, and it's hilarious. I'll have that link down below. Good job, Adam. Way to turn your trauma into humor. That's the way to go. Notice how she's saying that, like, it doesn't matter if it's true. People are just trying to, the narrative of like, well, they're just trying to get clout, or like they're exaggerating things because it's entertainment. And it's like, girl, sure, there are people who exaggerate things. There are people who have really takes about all of this. There are people who are like, oh, well, she should be completely silenced, demonetized, canceled, which she did illegal things. Yes, I think she should be canceled. Sending porn to minors is illegal. I've consulted with not only my lawyer, but law enforcement people, and they've all said like, yeah, it's going to be called something different per what state you're in, but yeah, that's illegal. You can't send porn to minors. Like, what are you doing? And apparently she did that multiple times. When we can say allegedly all over the place, but we've seen the screenshots. And multiple people have said that they were sent that by her. So that's illegal. You can say all day long, oh, well, you don't get the humor. That's not funny. That's illegal. That's a crime. But of course, there are people who are like weird and who are like, oh, well, she should die. Okay, calm down. No, calm down. No one should die. Don't bully anyone. But also, there's a difference between holding someone accountable and calling out their actions and then bullying someone, or like just not getting the humor. I've seen those comments and it's like, clearly you're 5. Crazy. So we're already starting with the people are taking things out of context, or people are exaggerating, and here's my cute little ukulele. Look at how cute and little and skinny I am.
You guys having fun? All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me.
Listen. This slaps. This is a humdinger right here. She's got that going for her. However, let's look up the definition of gossip. Casual or unconstrained, that's a good word, conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. almost every allegation that people have come out with have been confirmed to be true. The overarching theme of this apology, it's not an apology, is that this is all gossip and that basically people are exaggerating, and it's like, no, that's not accurate. So it's very confusing. This isn't an apology. This is her basically saying that people are lying, but it's so contradictory. Like my brain can't even handle it.
And harass me for my past, 'cause rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash, but hey, at least you're having fun. Hi everyone.
No, she said mind the gaps, but that's referring to like gaps of information and like misinformation. Isn't it funny to think of it meaning like a 15-year age gap? Because she was having inappropriate relationships and conversations with minors when she was 15 years older than them. Isn't that interesting? A little Freudian slip there for you. The way she's trying to make herself the victim is like, it's insane. Like, well, at least you're having fun. Like, you're having fun at my expense because you're talking about rumors and this is just a toxic gossip train. It's not gossip if it's been confirmed. Gossip is unconfirmed. How are you trying to play the victim right now? The ego on this woman.
Been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So here I am, and today I only want to talk about the facts. So I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties with everybody. It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering.
It was more of a loser way. It wasn't a sexual way. Messaging someone and asking them what their favorite sex position is, if they're still a virgin, and then talking with them about your sexual relationship with your husband or ex-husband or fiance, whoever. There's no other context in which that is like you just being a quirky loser. Oh, I just don't have any friends, so I'm just going to talk to these people and I'm just a quirky little loser. No, it's you are absolutely a loser. Yes, that's true. Right there, that's true. It's also something that's very sexual and inappropriate. Two things can be true at once.
And there's a weird aunt there, keeps coming up to you and going like, hey girl, what's the tea? And you're like, ugh. That was me, but in group chats with my fans. It was weird. I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years, you see.
So apparently there's a statute of limitations for being a creep online with minors, which it was like 5 years ago, right? 8 to 5 years ago. Either way, they were underage. You were not. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. And like, you haven't apologized. That's the thing, is that she hasn't apologized. She hasn't taken accountability. She's admitted it, but she hasn't actually taken accountability or apologized. That is wild. That is so crazy. Also, the whole, like, I'm just like your creepy aunt. That's also inappropriate, Colleen. I don't want my creepy aunt or creepy uncle or whoever to ask me about my sex life. That's also inappropriate. You were being inappropriate, and so is this like imaginary situation. Just because you're related to someone doesn't mean they're not inappropriate.
As I changed my behavior and I took accountability. But that's not very interesting, is it? So let's go on the toxic gossip train. The locomotive's fueled with hateful accusations. The toxic gossip train. Steamroll over someone's reputation. Toxic gossip train. Hop on board but close your eyes.
Again, admitting to doing something wrong is not necessarily taking accountability. And I don't think she understands that, again, because of her ego. And then also, just because you take accountability for something doesn't mean that it's accepted and like your apology is accepted. But then again, I don't believe that she has ever apologized. Does she think that her last apology video was her taking accountability? Because wasn't it just her blame shifting like she is right now? How can you just be so vapid? This is wild. Speaking of a toxic gossip train. It's like I'm watching a train wreck and I just can't look away. It's so fascinating. Awful and fascinating, because two things can be true at once.
Close your eyes, otherwise you'll realize that the train is made of lies, and that person you despise maybe didn't deserve to die, but hey, at least you're having fun. In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. We should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will...
So she says that she's taken accountability. Then she's shaming people, essentially, for hopping aboard the toxic gossip train. And also saying that everything's lies. You're not addressing anything, because she said she wanted to focus on facts. She doesn't address anything. She's very vague, which those are the same thing. She doesn't talk about anything. Basically just says, you're all gossiping, I'm sad, and like you're gross because you're entertained by this. And like you're trying to cancel someone. I've said it so many times, especially in like live streams that I've done when I've talked about this. My video that I did about her in general and her family, because they're creeps, in my opinion. But like, it's not other people's commentary regarding your actions that is getting you canceled. It's your actions that are getting you canceled. And I say canceled because like you can really only be canceled if you allow yourself to be canceled. And I don't think that I think that she's too narcissistic and egotistical to let herself be canceled. Kind of like Shane Dawson, which I'm sure he's real happy that people aren't like talking about him anymore. Or maybe not, because he wants to be talked about.
Mistakes. We should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it?
So is it gossip, or was it a mistake? Like, the contradiction is so strange. Colleen, what is it? Did you do it and it was a mistake and you're taking accountability for it, or you've already taken accountability for it? Or is it gossip that is just entertainment that people are like lying and it's not a fact? Also, what are you even referring to? Because there's like a billion aspects of this.
Your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise.
It's not other people's commentary that is getting you canceled. It is your own actions. So it sounds like you're just mad that people are bringing this up, and possibly that you thought that you had eluded cancellation or accountability in 2020 when Adam McIntyre came out with his first video about it. But now that everything is blown up again and people have more information and more people have come out, people are actually seeing, oh, this is illegal, this is not okay, and this is extremely inappropriate. It is your own actions. And all of this is the consequences of your own actions. How dare people hold you accountable? How dare they? How dare people hold you accountable? And how dare your audience and your fans hold you accountable for your own actions?
I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video. She's gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me. Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I'm sure you're disappointed in my shitty little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout. To harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather round, cause we're about to attack, but not based on facts. Oh no. Your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the keys. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick with a click and bam. My reputation's deceased.
Again, how are you going to admit to having inappropriate conversations with minors, but then try to act like it's just a mistake that you made because you're quirky and weird and a loser, which doesn't dismiss it. You know right from wrong. You know that that's not okay. You should know that sending illicit material, meaning porn, to minors is illegal in every state of the country that you live in. You should know that. So is it a mistake? Is it lies? Is it facts? Is it just that people don't like you? Is it that you've done it in your past and that everything should be forgiven? Can you pick one narrative?
I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl Miranda sings. You know the one. Yeah, her. She's PG-13. It says that on my website, and it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app. Anyway, I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their families watching my YouTube videos or coming to my live shows.
I don't think she understands what like the problem is, because yeah, like your character sucks, it's not funny, it's that cringe humor that I personally think is not funny, and that's okay, that's my opinion. I'm allowed to not think that's funny. I've been getting comments today since she released this video on my last video of hers, or my last video about her that I did, saying like, oh my gosh, you just don't understand comedy. My type of comedy is more so like actual comedians who are funny and not the cringe humor like Napoleon Dynamite or Haters Back Off, because that's not funny. And when you are an adult, you'll actually realize what comedy is and how it's really goes into like storytelling and being able to like build a structure of a joke and, you know, do a callback and things like that. But cosplaying as someone who's disabled, that's not funny. So anyone who says stuff like that is clearly, again, a child and just must be an insufferable person, in my opinion. That's fine though if you thought she was funny. But notice how she talks about Miranda Sings and doesn't focus on sexual conversations with minors or like the specifics of that, or the specifics of you sending illicit content to minors. Is it because she doesn't see anything wrong with it? I mean, her entire family's doing it, so.
Have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots of dumb mistakes? Yes. Am I sad that there are some fans who feel betrayed? Yes. But was my intention to manipulate? No. It doesn't really matter what my intention was, because it seems as though everyone's already decided on that. Let me tell you, it's not very fun to have millions of people all over the world call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words that a person can be called, in my opinion. It doesn't matter that these things aren't true. Everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates and abuses children. So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser who didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator, even though a lot of you think so, because 5 years ago I made a fart joke.
Speaking of 2 things being true at once, just because you didn't know it was wrong doesn't excuse the behavior. It maybe explains it a little bit more and gives a little bit more like context, but that doesn't matter. And you know this is wrong. Like she knows that's wrong. In what reality is sending porn to children that are your fans? In what reality is that just quirky and fun? Because they're your friends. The fact that she thought it was okay, that's a red flag. The fact that she thought it was okay to have these conversations with minors in general, that's a red flag. And the fact that she that she would want to be, you're 30. Why do you want to be friends with teenagers? Teenagers are insufferable. I don't even care if they're your fans. Like, yeah, there are, subscribers of mine that I wouldn't consider friends, but ones that I am like very friendly with. Yes, it's never inappropriate. We're all of age, and like when we like make jokes back and forth, and we as like a community we have like inside jokes and stuff, like, so that's normal. That's the normal like parasocial relationship. But what she's done is not normal. This is basically just her blaming parents, blaming victims, not taking accountability, saying that she had good intentions and that she's just quirky and fun and weird. Committing literal crimes is not quirky and funny and weird. So it is weird, but it's also illegal and inappropriate. Also, grooming doesn't, it's not just about like sexual things. So keep that in mind. It can be about power and control, which in my opinion, and in many experts' opinions who have weighed in on this, that's what this has been about.
Even though I know this video won't change anyone's mind about me, I still felt it was important to come on here and defend myself a little and take accountability. And I also wanted to say that to anyone out there who has ever supported me in any capacity. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. For what it's worth, I never had any bad intentions. But I do feel like shit.
And you should feel like shit because of what you did. Like, that's what happened. Now you have to deal with the consequences of your own actions. But with the tone, the cadence, and all that of how she's saying it, it makes it seem like, I feel like shit. This is your fault. Like, you made me feel like this. And it's like, no, girl, no one made you feel like that. You've done this to yourself. Be an adult. I really think she's like emotionally stunted. And I think that happens a lot of times when influencers really like get famous on the internet just for being themselves. When you get like so big, you just say the dumbest stuff and do the dumbest stuff, sometimes illegal stuff, cancelable offenses. But like, girl, this is crazy.
Toxic gossip train, you're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. Toxic gossip train, you got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train, you tied me to the tracks and harassed me for my past. Rumors look like facts when you don't mind the gaps. I won't survive in the crash, but hey.
Hey, you know how you debunk rumors? By showing proof, by showing receipts. But you can't really do that when what you've done has already been, like, it's already all out there. You can't really dispute it at this point. But what you can do is play the ukulele.
Actually, you know, I feel like maybe I should let you guys know something. It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know.
Is this an encore? What's happening right now?
Sometimes people make a mistake and it doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa. Sometimes people can make a mistake and they're still a good person. Crazy, I know. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you don't have to take that mistake, oh no, and twist it up and grind it and add some lies to it and pulverize it and stab it with knives and ruin a life and oh no. Sometimes people can make a mistake, it doesn't mean you gotta send them hate, oh no. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you can kindly let them know and help them to grow. Sometimes people make mistakes simply because they made a mistake.
So was it a mistake? Are you admitting you did wrong things? Or are you denying allegations and you didn't do anything and they're all lies and there's just a bunch of misinformation and manipulation? Which is it? Which is it, Colleen? Which is it?
That mistake doesn't make them a terrible human. It just makes them a human.
One could argue that grooming minors does make you a horrible person. One could argue that everything that's been proven to be true that you've done does make you a horrible human. And you can be a human and also a horrible human. Because you know what makes horrible people? Horrible actions. Horrible people can still do good stuff too. But you know what might redeem them? Actually admitting exactly what you did. Taking accountability. If there is some misinformation, specifically clearing that up with proof and facts, not just anecdotal evidence. And then also apologizing to all of the people you hurt, including your entire audience, and in this case, the public and the victims, but the public as well. And then understanding that not everyone is going to accept that apology, and that has nothing to do with you, and that's out of your control. Also accepting the consequences to your actions. She can't do that. You know what she can do though? Play the ukulele and sing about it.
What do I know? Fuck me, right?
Oh my god, the end of that. That was glorious. That was really a piece of internet history that I'm so happy to have been here for and been a part of. And I think that the consensus is pretty much the same across the internet, that everyone feels that way. It's just like, oh my God, we all just witnessed that? Like what? There are a lot of YouTubers, commentators, Twitch streamers, like huge people, like even Hassan Piker was like, yeah, I didn't really like know a lot about this until her apology video. And then like they're learning more about like what happened. So this is just a great example of the Streisand effect, where like you're trying not to bring more, like you're doing something to try not to bring more attention to something, but then what you're doing does the opposite. And now more people know about it and are like, ugh. Basically, this was not a good move on her part. And it's a real big yikes. I loved every minute of it. All right, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. Again, if you're a Colleen Ballinger fan, if you are still defending her, make sure you leave your age in the comments so that we can clearly understand that you're 12. Your brain isn't fully developed. Because if you are defending this person, your brain is clearly not fully developed. And that's okay. You'll look back in years and you will be so embarrassed by the things you posted online and just the things that you said and did. Happens to the best of us. You're going to be fine. I promise. It's going to be great. Anyways, I will have a bunch of like my favorite reactions basically to her video in the description box down below, especially Adam McIntyre's, because it is so glorious and so beautiful. But I will see you all in my next video. Remember to stay spicy. Remember how valuable you are. Your feelings are valid. Your butt looks great. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.